Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video today, where today I am going to be crafting something for the first time, and hopefully not in a terrible way. I'm going to be crafting my Novritsch Boonie, and essentially I'm going to try and make it invisible with the world around it. And I mean, to be fair, if I just put it there like that, it doesn't actually look too bad. It kind of blends in all right. So out the box, I wouldn't say that it's even super necessary for you to have to craft it. However, I have got a ton of the Novritsch leaves and a ton of their raffia as well, so I'm going to try and clip some stuff onto there and hopefully make my my boonie a little bit more invisible, and then that way it's going to protect my head, and then my head won't get hurt when I get shot in it, because that's quite fun when it doesn't hurt. So yeah, let's have a little look at the leaves. We have got the, which ones are these? We've got the LC2 emeralds. Now these are like little three little prong leaf type bits. They've all got the little clips on the bottom which work with the Novritsch clippy on things. So we've got these little leaves here, and if I put them on the floor over there, they do genuinely look like, you know, just real life leaves. So that's very good already. Then number two, we have got the LC1 Sienna leaves, and these are pretty much perfect for the environment at the moment, because these are more of a brown type of leaf, which you can see there. So if I put that on the floor again, it blends in really well. Like, I'd say it because it's quite a fresh leaf, it is a little bit more vibrant than the other ones around it. Maybe it's a little bit too orange exactly where I've placed it there, but if I was to put it like there, blends in really nicely. And if you were to get a tiny bit of overlap, you probably wouldn't even like think it was a fake leaf at all. So really happy with these, really looking forward to getting them on the hat. And then finally we have got, which one's this one? LC1 in lime, and lime is pretty much the leaf that I'm thinking will be good all year round. So it's quite green, there is some yellow in there as well, so I'm hoping that it will naturally blend in with the environment too. And like that, it actually doesn't look too out of place. If I put it out of the brown and put it around with some greens, again, that looks really blended in with the environment, and that's something I'm quite excited about. So what I'm going to try to do, or what my plan is, I've tried to sit somewhere where I've got a lot of different kind of environments around me. I've got a lot of green here with the ivy, I've got a mixture of greens and browns here with the ivy, the grass, and the dead leaves here, and then I've got just a ton of brown here on my right side too. So what I'm thinking is that I can put some camo on the boonie, put it on each environment, and then see which one I can do to make it fit in the kind of most. I am also doing this conscious of the fact that when I'm going to be using the boonie, my head's probably going to be more towards the outside edge of a bush or kind of like tree setup. So I probably want it to be a little bit more on the green side-ish if possible, because if it's just too brown, then that's probably going to stand out a little bit. But I don't want it to be fully green, because if I am inside like a bush or something like that, or if I'm inside all the Christmas trees over there in the corner, then that green could potentially stand out a bit and then get me seen. So we're going to try and do a bit of a mixture between the greens and the browns, but like I said, even as a standard base to kind of begin with, it already looks pretty well camoed in there. Like if I put it in the green area there, it's a little bit bright, so a bit of a darkening down there, mainly with the greens, would look really good. And if I put it over in the brown environment, again there, it looks all right to be fair, but a little bit of the fake leafage would do it really good, I think. So that is pretty much what we're going to try and achieve. Where is that brown leaf that I put down? I can't, there we go. Okay, well that's a good test already. The fact that I couldn't even bloody see the things on the floor is us off to a good start. Now, like I said before, I haven't actually yet crafted something like this before, and raffia is kind of a new concept to me, but I do know that they're trying to like replicate things like this, and like, you know, little sticky bits kind of like hanging off it too. So we will try and put some raffia on there as well. But first of all, I'm just going to see if I can put some of these Novritsch leaves on there and see if that starts making it look like something good. So here we have the boonie. I think first of all, I'm going to start off with some browns, because I think most of this base is going to be more of a brown leaf type of base, because there is a lot more browns around at the minute. And then when we start to move more into summer, I can start pulling off those browns and maybe replacing them with some more of the greener leaf. So let's go for that first of all. The Novritsch leaves are really easy to attach to. You've essentially got these little clippy bits which you can push through the mesh here, which is very strong mesh as well, and you just push them through, clip the leaf on, and then that's it, you're done. And then it's just the case of taking the little pin, poking it through the top, taking a leaf, and that is a leaf added to the hat. Not too bad. So I'm going to do a load more of these, and then we'll do some testing. I am being a bit cautious as to where I'm adding all of the leaves because there is, if you look here, elastic for some natural vegetation to be added. So I want to try and avoid that because when I am playing actively, I can, you know, grab some ivy, stuff that through there, and then I'm actually using the environment around me to stay hidden. So we'll just work around that and see how it goes. I think that is a decent amount of the brown leaf added onto the top, so let's put it onto the environment and see how much it blends in now. So there it is on the brown, and I must say that looks a lot better than it did before. Like the difference in texture is quite clear. Like you've got a lot of like long stringy bits on there, whereas this is much more of a leaf kind of thing, I suppose. But in terms of the base, the base color does kind of work with it too, because here you have got like the darker browns on top, but underneath you've got all of this kind of like lighter natural matter. So yeah, all in all, not too shabby there. Moving across to the kind of mixture of greens and browns, and yeah, I'd say that definitely is better. Again, because you've got the under kind of like multicam effect on the hat itself, the brown leaves on the top kind of like do add more of a colored texture difference to it, which does make it more hidden in the environment. And then finally on the fully green background, again, it's kind of okay because there's still pockets of brown. If I look over there, there's little pockets of brown within the green itself anyway. So this kind of just looks like a section where there was either a fallen log or something like that, which is just sticking out. So you wouldn't really be called too much to that particular area. And if I come back to about here, you can again see it's not really, you know, I mean, it is different compared to everything else that's out there, but it's not like super eye-catching. And if you were walking around here not expecting there to be someone, you wouldn't look at that and go, oh, look, it's somebody's head. So ultimately, I think where it's at the minute isn't too shabby, but I am going to add to it some of the other leaves too. A few of the smaller three-prongy leafy bits, and then I will do some of the green version of that too. Not a huge amount because, like I said, at the moment, it's not super green around the place, so I don't want to overpower it with that color. But even here, you can see in the floor where it is super brown, you've got tiny little bits of ivy kind of coming up here. And I know I'm not going to be playing in this environment exactly, but I'd like to think this is a nice kind of average of where I would be playing. So let's try and mimic that as close as possible. The raffia I'm a little bit unsure of because, like I said, I've never done raffia before, but we'll put a few bits on there and see how that looks. Now, because I haven't really crafted a ghillie before, I'm not really too sure on how much it is that I should add. I'm guessing just add enough so it looks good. So I'm going to stop adding the little leaves now. I think I may have a few too many of the bigger brown leaves on there. So I'm going to now add a few of these bad boys and see if I can balance it out a little bit. Now, I've never really done raffia before, and when I say I've never really done raffia, I have never done raffia before. All I'm going to do is cut lengths of this off and then take it to where the leaves are and then just kind of like tighten a knot around the base of it, and hopefully that'll hold it on and look all right. So yeah, let's give that a go. I'm surprised at how much character this stuff actually gives it extra on top. Like the leaves are quite big and stand outish, and I didn't really think the raffia was going to add a huge amount, but it really actually does make it look more natural. Hopefully this coloured stuff does the exact same thing and makes it even better. And there we have it. It is leaved up, it is raffiaed up. If I turn it on the inside, you can see where the little plugs are that the leaves connect to, and you know, they don't get in the way. And if I put this on, I can't feel them at all. They're not rubbing on my head in any kind of way. It's not uncomfortable. I don't even know that they're there. So with that being said, let's do the quick final test of this in situ and see how it looks. So that's it there on the ivy, and to be fair, those little bits of raffia really help it to I think to kind of blend in with the environment. You can see there's like sticky bits there, which are the same kind of thing, sticky bits down here, and you know, even like the sticky bits down in there as well. So those bits really do help, and I really like the dark raffia as well. That really kind of like gives it another edge and makes it look a little bit more believable in the area. So yeah, I like it. The leaves are maybe a little bit too yellowy in that to go with the ivy, like here for example, but looking at this ivy here, it is quite fresh, it is quite new. Maybe this is like new season and this is old season. So yeah, depending on the time of year, it may be perfect for that kind of environment. But I think that's not too shabby. Then moving into the middle kind of section, again, I still think that's really good. Like the leaves maybe a little bit too yellow on there, but generally speaking, you've got a little bit of everything. You've got the browns, the raffia really does make it stick out, and yeah, the dark raffia, I feel like I want to put more on it over the whole thing. But yeah, in general, looking really nice. And then finally, in the more kind of like straight brown environment, and there is some like lime colors around here too, like you can see these bits here, so the leaves do fit in a bit more, but I think overall maybe it's still a little bit too yellowy to perfectly blend in that there, again with the contrasting green of the ivy. But potentially those leaves could be better for you know, kind of like coming to autumn time when the leaves are going from green and turning to the brown, because they do have a nice tint like that. So potentially I'll pick up some of the larger ones in more of a green if they do have them, but I know that they do have some more new leaves coming into the shop too, so we'll have to see what comes up and then potentially carry on crafting this when those are available. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. Huge shout out to Novritsch for providing me with the boonie and the leaves and the raffia. I think this is going to help me be super hidden and get some decent kills in the near future. Also, huge shout out to all my lovely patrons for supporting the YouTube channel, and it's just, yeah, absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much. Genuinely, really appreciate all of your support. Also, a cheeky little shout out to the StayFreshShoe Airsoft community Discord too. So if you're not in the Discord, check out the description below, click the link, join us, and yeah, make some Airsoft friends. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits, and I'll see you in the next one.